Alright mates, welcome back to the Woking Champions League Challenge, taking Woking from the conference to the Champions League in 6 seasons, mate. Welcome back. So welcome back, folks. Nice to hear from Jay Cartwright there, but we're going to carry on with this second season with Woking. But yeah, first of all, just want to say thanks for the views. This series video seems to be getting more views quicker than the previous ones, possibly with the little terrible comedy angle that I'm trying to maintain throughout them with Jay Cartwright and the bullshit master. But that was the influence behind doing this and trying things out with Woking, which has went tremendously well. Couldn't have hoped for a better first season, of course, winning everything that we were entered into, including the FA Cup, and we're doing just fine in the third division as well. So we've won 12 out of 13 games now in the league, been on a good run, haven't lost a game since that one against Brentford there, so that's 8 on the bounce, and we're ready to pick up again with the UEFA Cup second round against AEK Athens, who I don't imagine are going to be up to much because their team has been ripped apart with transfers. So yeah, I think this should be pretty straightforward. And just to catch you up on transfers, first of all, Wouter Koss went to Reading for £1 million, and Maraitis is going to go to either Crystal Palace or Nottingham for £1 million as well. So we've brought in this young defender, Koppel, who we found scouting the Dutch league. Picked him up for 28k, decent stats, looks good. So he'll keep up the numbers there in defence, and I've just moved in Michael O. Anderson to the midfield role there, so we've got plenty covered there, we're fine with that. And didn't really need to replace Maraitis because I already had Christopher Warren in here, who had brought in from QPR on a Bosman, so he's just going to slot into that left wing role, and I've brought Hugo Valdier back in from the reserves. So £2 million coming in, and I've only spent 30k, so that's really good. So there we are with that. And I also did get that Egyptian midfielder as a player coach. Good coaching ratings there, 17 for coaching outfield players, so he's going to be my striker coach. And yeah, we're starting to get a bit better in that department, so we'll keep an eye out for more of that as well. Made up a bit of a short list from players I've been scouting. I'm going to go for this guy from Ajax because we'll get him for next to nothing, but I'm going to hold off on that until we see what happens with the European campaign. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at in terms of moving the club forward. Plenty going on, loads of money in the bank, so we've got no worries whatsoever regarding keeping developing this team. I think we can definitely make it to the Premier League with back-to-back promotions, which is maybe a bold statement, but I just think, yeah, with the money we'll be able to do it, shouldn't be a problem. So there we are. Yeah, so let's get down to business with this AEK Athens. These Greeks, mate, gonna knock them out of the UEFA Cup. Stuff like that don't go on, that is nil. And I think we have Kevin James back as well. Other than that, yeah, we're ready to go. So here it is, folks. UEFA Cup second round for Woking. Who'd have seen this one coming? So a bit of a quiet start, the first 20 minutes there. I have also been able to get what's his name, João Paiva, to agree to a new contract, 2.5 million release fee clause. But here we go, see, you can never say never in this. I didn't think these guys were going to be great, but here we are, we're 2-0 down away at home, 2 away goals, so this might actually be a rude awakening for the Woking Warriors here. I really didn't see this coming. I thought we were going to do these guys, but There's a good striker there. Wow. So Nicoladis seems to be the dude, and we're going to go out, folks, which is a shame, but it does mean I can get down to business with these transfers straight away. That's if we don't have a comeback, like. Also, as well, we didn't we didn't get entered into the League Cup until the third round, on the basis of winning the FA Cup, I'd imagine. So that was pretty cool. That saved a few games. But yeah, bad performance by Tony Warner there. So a 3-1. Not a great performance at all, really. Jalbayo shows promise. Yeah, so he's now getting coveted by Chelsea, Leeds, Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle. Well, it won't be going anywhere unless it's 2.5 million, so I'm not worried about that. And here comes the offers, so we'll just see if we can do that. So yeah, he's obviously scored enough goals that the big boys are really interested now. And on that logic, because I've got this Harris-Simovic guy, and I know he's just fantastic. I mean, he can play right up into the Premier League. I've made him sign a contract with 7.25 million. So I'm not going to keep losing these guys for not smaller fees, but I'd sooner keep them and sell them for $1 million, some of them. Anyway, there we are. So yeah, we're good to go now against Northampton. Keep up this league form, which has been good. We'll definitely get promoted from this league. Back-to-back promotions, Neil. Completed it, mate. So yeah, just want to say as well, thanks for the likes and the comments, and you know, kind of bringing the channel to life now. So it's good to see that there's a bit of interest in a 23-year-old game, a 21-year-old game. Sorry. It's been pretty cool to see that, and I hope you're all having a go at it yourself and trying things out. I think what keeps this game going and keeps it alive is there's so many different ways to play, so many different possibilities. I mean, you can just randomly go, like for an elite club, like you know, Real Madrid or Milan or something like that. You can start an absolute minnow team and build up to it. So there's loads that you can do in this. I think that's really what keeps it going. A few of you have been letting me know about players that I might have not had a chance to have a look at yet. So probably revisit that as well if we don't get by this AEK Athens game, because there will be limitations to who I can go for, but the money's there and I might as well try and upgrade things, maybe for another cup run. But there was no point kind of going overboard with that while we were still in Europe. But we're making easy work of Northampton here. I believe that guy's a decent player. Forrester, yeah. He's got good stats. But he's no Harris-Simovic, is he? What a man this is. 16 goals in 17 games, so that takes him to 19 and 18 from the attacking midfield role. So totally setting it alight. And we should see if we're going to get somebody that's serious about Jalbayo. Not enough for us by Maritis. Yeah, so they're not willing to go as high as 2.5 million yet, but patience is a virtue. Not really in any hurry to sell them, there's no pressure. We've got over 10 million in the bank now. Starting to get interesting. Smart as well. Disappointed the club sold promising youngster Maritis. Well, too bad. Have you not noticed that you're playing for Woking, Mr. Pentila? So we'll try this youngster Koppel out in this game. So we've got Lincoln, Darlington, and then we'll see if we can do a dramatic comeback against AK Athens. Yeah, one thing I think we've missed in this season, and potentially in those European games, is the output that we had from Scott Huckerby on the right wing last season. I mean, of course, my strikers were great. Adolfo scored a barrel load of goals, but I think Huckerby was the assist machine. He was really taking things over, along with Maraitis, obviously the left winger. Oh, we're down to Lincoln here. But you just can't always bring in the same like for like, unfortunately. And Pentila's having a disaster. A 5 match rating. So that's not looking great. We'll try Smart here as well. So we're going to have to stage a comeback against Lincoln. Or it's another league loss. And I think if that's the case, we definitely do need to have a wee look at bringing players in. Paiva gets us back in it. So starting to see, yeah, we're maybe not quite the well-oiled machine that we were last year, just on the basis of what I said there, but if you've got players that are of that level playing in this league, you have to give them release clauses or they just won't sign the contracts, and then if they've got a release clause and it gets met, you can't do anything about it. You just have to hope that there's somebody decent, but that was a good enough comeback there. But disappointing performance from a captain. João Paiva keeps racking up the goals. And there we go, so see, we might start to see job offers come in, even though I've not been applying for them. So I nearly got offered a job at Notts County in my second season, mate. But you know what? I'm a Woking man. I'm going to take Woking to the Champions League. So yeah, Notts County can leave it. What would be the fun in going Notts County and having a 20,000 seater stadium when you can build your own? So Paiva and Smart both being targeted now. And we've got Barton back from the fatigue that he had there. That's good. So away to Darlington. Let's see how we got on here. Hoping for a more convincing performance from this one, guys. And like I say, just holding off on going too wild in the transfer market before this AEK Athens game, because if we go out there, I can just, it'll be like a pre-season again. I can just sign whoever I want, whoever I can want that I can get. There is still limitations based on the fact that we're in the 3rd division. Goal for Smart. He's coming well. His finishing's up to 15. It was only 13 when I took him in, so good to see that the training schedules are working there. But if we can get the 2.5 million for Paiva, the money's really getting really mounting up now, so that's good, because we're going to keep asking for ground improvements. I've got a feeling it might get done in between League 1 and the Championship, or the 2nd and 1st division as it be called in this. Don't think they'll do it just yet. We can usually get training facilities upgraded and hopefully get a youth academy in place by the time we get into the Premier League. as well. But yeah, good win here, so that's kind of back to business in the league, folks. And like I said, we're coming along just fine there, opening up a bit of a lead over Leyton Orient. And they're obviously faring well better than they did last season. Another 2 goals for Joe Paiva and another 2 for Harasimovic. Now, he's just a machine in this level. Brilliant player. Right, so we've got the biggest kind of comeback scenario that we've had so far across these 2 seasons. It's AEK Athens in Greece, in Athens. We've got a 2-goal deficit, and it's away goals, so we actually need to score 3 goals away from home in Europe here. I'm going to reject that because he's back in the fold. Got Brian getting targeted as well, Wigan. So yeah, looks like there'll be plenty of money coming in. If we do go out here and we get player offers coming in, I'll just be a bit more freedom to sell and move things about. So yeah, here we go, folks. Let's hope for the best, and we need a big dose of J Cartwright bullshit to get this one over the line. I think 1-4-0 away from home in Greece, mate. Early goal gives a bit of hope, and a second for Prunty. So it's starting to look like there's a possibility here. Third one would actually put us in the driving seat and equalise the away goals. But if it stays like this, we would go out, although go out bravely. I'm thinking we should have another goal in this second half, surely. And was it the goalkeeping errors that were the telling thing in the first game? Can we get this third goal and get through to the third round? It's another nail biter, folks. But this team showed character before in that FA Cup run. I'm going to bring on a bit of extra legs on the wide positions, I think, for closing this one out. We'll give Hugo Valdir a chance there, and we'll give James a break at the back. Let's see if that works out. Come on, get a goal. A late goal will do it. A late goal will do it. Oh no, it's all over. Well, what a brave show of character there by Woking, though. Glad to see that. We went out, and there is an element of relief at that, because now we're free to just play about with the money, get some players in. We don't have that restriction of the European registered squad anymore. So quite clear that Paiva's not going to see the season out with us. The offers are going to come in from him. We're getting Smart's getting targeted, Brian's getting targeted. That's just going to be the way. We're still a small club, as rich as we are now with 10 million in the bank. So yeah, unfortunately out of the UEFA Cup, folks, but we're trucking along just fine. Got Huddersfield, Dagenham and Redbridge in the League Cup and FA Cup. I think, yeah, well, we play through. Yeah, we'll go by that Huddersfield game, I think, just to let you guys see how that one works out, and then we can have a look at some transfer activity for the next video. So I might put this one a wee bit over, but I don't need to make any changes there for this one. So Rochdale, hoping for another league win. Didn't really check where they are in the league. Sitting ninth, so they're kind of half decent, I guess. And James is kind of, fitness is concerning me a bit. Seems to dip a bit there. Maybe just carrying a niggle. Come on then, we need a goal here, folks. Come on, mates. The main man steps up again, so he will be going nowhere unless it's for ridiculous money there, because we can turn down offers. There's no pressure to sell unless we get handsomely rewarded, so in a good spot to just keep building that money up. And when we get into the next league up, then we'll be able to attract even better players. We'll get some that are kind of out of contract, so it won't be difficult to keep the squad topped up. But another good win there, folks, against Rochdale, 2-1. And then we're going to have this Huddersfield game in the League Cup. So, board, we're still pleased. Harasimovic is getting awards, so that's all gone good. And we'll see if, maybe just say 2 million for Joe Paiva. But we're at full strength for Huddersfield. Huddersfield versus Woking in League Cup third round leg. Marcin Harasimovic gets first goal. But there we go, Chris Beach has equalised, so this could be a tough one. I mean, they're in the league above. Big club for that level. But I'm hoping that we've got enough here. I want to get a wee cup run going. That was what made the videos a bit special last year. Just with that fantastic FA Cup run all the way to Wembley and winning it as well. So if we've got something like that in us again this year, that would be awesome. But it's certainly not something I would be banking on. There we go though, it's 3-1 and it's Harasimovic with a hat-trick in the first half. This guy's just getting scary goal returns. Phenomenal. And a fourth. So he's going nowhere anytime soon. Sometimes though, what you'll probably see as we move on is there'll be a little bit of a spit the dummy situation if you don't let players move on, especially if it's elite clubs that are circling for them. They'll start like releasing statements to the press and like they want to move, and then it unsettles the rest of the players and it all becomes a big thing. So you just have to say, yeah, well, we'll have to let them go. But I'd want to keep Harasimovic and just build a team around him as long as I can. Because when it comes to these cup games, you need that bit of extra. But wow, 6-1. We've absolutely destroyed Huddersfield in the League Cup. So looks like maybe the Woking machine's getting back on track for these big scores. So we'll end this one here, folks. We're going to come back for the next. We'll just go with this Reading game. These League Cup games are coming thick and fast. Yeah, we'll let this one go a little bit longer then. It's not like I need to sign players instantly for the league. So we'll go Shrewsbury. And then Reading, just to see the League Cup run that we're getting underway. But wow, what a victory there against Huddersfield. 6-1 away from home. 4 goals for the Polish machine, and he scored again in the league. Harasimovic having so far one of the best seasons I've ever seen from an attacking midfield scoring perspective. So this tactic is just insane for that position. I remember Adolfo getting a load of goals last year as well from the same position. So anyone that's still playing this game, test their Ange tactic. I just don't think there's anyone better. So 2-1 up, and Cartwrights scored against Cartwrights' finest. We're good to go with the second half here, folks. Just get this one out of the way. Solid lead in the league now. We're almost 20 points ahead of 4th place, and we only need to come in the top 3 to get promoted. So that's absolutely moving along fine. So yeah, this one's went a wee bit over, but just based on that kind of cup run coming together. Although Shrewsbury have threw a spanner in the works here. Maybe I should have made a few changes, but they looked in good nick. But CM0102 pops up with a second hat-trick. So he's just an absolute monster in this league. Oxford offer you the position of manager. 13th in Division 3. No, mate. I'm working till I die. I'm working till I die. So that's 2 job offers we've had without applying. And Liverpool are starting to annoy me. So they are. We'd want probably 500k for him, I'd say. So yeah, we'll play this Reading game, then these ones are a bit more basic. But Reading in the 4th round of the League Cup, that's a good one to end the video on, folks, and we'll definitely end it after that, because I don't want it to go, you know, up to that half-hour mark and bore you guys to tears with my terrible patter. But we've got good money there for victory, 500k, so we'll get him replaced. In fact, I don't need to replace him. We've got this guy in the reserves, so we'll just do that. Easy peasy. So that's a good wee bit of business there. And we'll pop Tariq Mustafa in. He actually looks a decent player. Why not? Here we go. So it's Reading in the League Cup, 4th round. First goal to Reading, Edwards. Have we maybe made a match here after destroying Huddersfield? Maybe the whole Jamie victory thing I was a bit too casual about there, I don't know. Didn't think he was doing that great. But Marcin Harasimovic gets an equaliser. We'll need another one here. So yeah, he seems to be running out of steam there. Obviously not match fit just yet. So, second half comeback hopefully. Yes, McFlynn pops up. So either way, it's a much tougher game that we're getting from Reading here than we got from Huddersfield. Have we got a late goal on us? End of 90 minutes, extra time. And we'll give a breather to the wingers here. One of them anyway. Oh, but doesn't go to penalties. Come on, Wild King. Come on, get a goal here. That's going to go to penalties. No, it's not, folks. Anderson pops up with the late winner. Unless Reading gets something. There we go. 3-2, extra time. Boom. Fantastic. So we're through to the League Cup 5th round, that'll be. But we're out of the UEFA Cup. And thanks for watching, folks. That one went on a wee bit longer than we were kind of planning on there. But cup games are always something to kind of keep them going for. So we'll be doing a bit of transfer work here. We've got loads of players getting targeted, so there's going to be stuff going on. I'm going to come back with the next kind of meaningful cup tie. I would expect Dagenham and Redbridge and Bristol to be dealt with. Maybe not Bristol's, and it's only the Vans though. So yeah, I'm blabbering on here. But the main thing is the challenge is on on course. We're up the top of the league there. We're going to be getting up to the second division next year. So we can take Woking to the Champions League in 6 seasons, mate. And then say completed it, mate. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers.